There's a lot of
debris. I would say my interpretation of that is they made a settlement out of a wreckage of a
mm,
crashed ship.
that's a good idea. All right, I'll put that in the notes. All right, and first look. All right, and then projects.
The second look I rolled was obvious damage.
Okay. Debris, obvious damage. Yeah, that makes sense because it's debris.
Yeah, right.
All right, save that.
Initial contact, it's asking for help.
Oh,
So when we ran into it, it's asking for help.
okay. So distress call, I guess. Let's see.
Its authority is ineffectual, which I would assume means minimal.
Yeah, or just they really suck at their job.
Gotcha.
Minimal, ineffectual. All right, and what was projects? Did we roll projects yet?
Nope, I'm about to do that. That might influence, give us inspiration to why they're asking for help.
Yeah. Archaeology.
Probably digging up fossils underneath the hardened molten rock
Yeah.
of the surface.
Could be more of those big creatures.
Yeah, I highly doubt that's the only one to exist. Life usually doesn't exist in a vacuum.
Right. All right. So we got projects and archaeology, authority, and effectual, minimal, and trouble is the remote creature. Um, I'm trying to make sure that's it. I think that's it. So
Well,
basically,
we can make the trouble the remote creature if we want to, but we didn't roll that yet.
okay, yeah, I'll let you roll that then, because they are sending a distress call. So whatever you end up rolling is probably going to be the reason.
Okay, and their second project is entertainment.
Okay, that's weird. Let's see.
Well,
Archaeology.
I'm assuming they're primarily an archaeology colony, and they set up a entertainment for tourism and for the archaeologists.
Yeah. Failing technology.
Uh, yep, that's a settlement trouble.
Okay. Failing technology. So, I mean that's kind of goes in line with the fact that they've made a colony out of a crashed ship, basically. Um, obvious damage, and plus that they got that big creature that's probably not doing them any favors. So, they're probably sending out a distress call because they're on this lava planet, this furnace planet, and if they don't get their environmental and infrastructure needs met, then they've got to leave, and they're doing archaeology, so they obviously don't want to leave. So because they want to make it big in the archaeology world or whatever. So I wonder now, is this game like Star Trek, where it's like if someone sends out a distress call, it's kind of frowned upon if you don't answer it, or is it up to us to decide?
It's up to us. Well, that would depend on the world, but right now we haven't established world morals, so that's entirely up to us.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just look at the truths and see if I can devise something from that as far as the world morals. I know my character is has some has some things. Let's see. My goal is to take over the religion that destroyed my settlement, so that's probably his main thing. He's suspicious of everyone, which obviously will affect his decisions. Um, but yeah, let me look at the truths.
And I figure failing technology, what would be the most important thing in a molten planet? The cooling unit.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Is your character? Let's see. Let me read this. In the early days of settlement after the Exodus, the five clans formed to a conclave called the Covenant and makes laws that are upheld by the keepers. So, is your character very religious or very law-abiding, or is she more like a kind of like a scavenger slash pirate that just goes about doing whatever she needs to do to survive?
Oh, she's a religious zealot on a holy quest.
Okay. Um, which
Hence the reason why she lives minimally.
Gotcha. And which religion did you already make her religion, or is that just something in the background?
Something in the background. I figured we'd make it as it comes up.
Okay. Um,
I I have decided her religion believes the future of humanity lies within the precursor ruins.
okay. Just. So I guess
The reason I decided all of that is for her background assets. I randomly rolled, and I one of the things I got was fated, which meant she has a destiny to fulfill. How her life's gonna end, but in the process, she'll achieve her life's purpose.
gotcha. All right. Okay. Well, I feel like unless there's some reason not to, I guess we can kind of fly by this world and see if we can do them any, help them. Obviously, um, I don't really know what this game does as far as like currency or stuff, but I don't think we should help them just out of the goodness of our heart. We got to get something in exchange.
Uh, I would agree. Especially since the helping them get life support back online could cost us greatly in supplies
Yeah,
if we even have the parts necessary.
yeah. Let's see.
All right, yeah, we get a distress call. This is a mayday from what was the name of the settlement?
Sepulcher.
This is a mayday from Sepulcher. We have a failing cooling unit. Temperatures are rising quickly. We need immediate assistance. This is the Enchantress. We receive your mayday. We have a modest amount of supplies. Please send us landing coordinates and we'll see what we can do to help and talk about compensation after the crisis is averted. They say understood, Enchantress. We have a landing area just outside the settlement. Coordinates being sent now. As we're going down, the creature in the lake shifts positions, and causes a tidal wave of lava, which uh, uh, stops short of the settlement.
Ooh, that's not good. So,
Didn't seem to be doing anything. It just shifted positions.
right. Do you think, I guess I could ask you this in character, but let me see what your character's name, Miss Petrov. Do you think we should just convince them to leave this dangerous settlement? Do you think that would be better? I mean, it feels like this creature could kill them at any moment.
And it depends on what it is they're excavating. It could lead to a cure for disease or immortality.
True. But there's hundreds of people here. I just worry that
Give
we're
me a second. My son just dumped my cat's water.
okay. Nebula. Come on, give me a nebula. Give me a cloud. Give me something. There we go. Oh, that's fucking. Of course, I gotta pay for it. Fucking roll 20. Alright. Then I will just look on my. Oh, that's an actual person named Nebula. No, no, no. Keyhole Nebula. That should work. Nope. It's data about the Keyhole Nebula. Alright, so let's actually just open this up. Alright, so that's not gonna work. Gonna minimize, actually open the frickin' Star Trek folder. And just look for Nebula. Of course. Apparently, I've done this before because it just popped up. Alright, so Nebula, this is a good nebula to put in there. It's a dense nebula, so I'll just put it, definitely minimize that a bit. Put it on top, put it to the map.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright. Yep. So what I was saying was, there's hundreds of people here. Um, I mean, I'm I don't know if my character cares too much if they all decide that they want to stay, but I will say that I don't know if my character, or if I'm saying it in character, I don't know if I want to put my life in danger for a bunch of people that are kind of just hanging out on a volcanic planet. But I suggest, we try to fix their thing, and if it doesn't look good, if we're basically out of character, if we end up making some bad rolls, then we just try to convince them that this place is not worth staying, and then we leave because, yeah, one wrong move and we could be in worse condition than they are. But that's just my opinion. It's your ship.
Well, we don't know the nature of their work. As I said, they could be on a very important discovery. That being said, I do agree that it may not be worth our lives. So we'll see. We already agreed to go down. We'll see what would have to be done. If it'll be too much work, we'll tell them. We'll send them help at the next settlement we go to.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, he'll.
Although to be fair, by the time we get to another settlement, their life support would have already failed.
Yeah. Again, though. By the way, do they have any other ships? I know that one of their ships crashed, and they're using it, to kind of make infrastructure. But do they have like another ship that they could potentially leave on, or is that all they've got basically?
Well, there is another ship, but it's damaged. I'll say that. or that's why they're asking for help instead of sending a ship to go get help.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna leave my companion, and I'm gonna on the ship. I don't think she. Well, actually, let me see what her skills are. She's a cleric, so I think she has some healing. I don't know why. I've got to figure out this character sheet. Oh wait, that's right. I don't think I.
Well, like her specialty is cleric. Cleric. That means my interpretation of that is because what the companion does is they give you bonus to your roll in regards to their specialty. So she's a cleric. Her specialty would be religion, I would say.
Well, I don't think her specialty is cleric. I think that's just her call sign.
Oh,
I don't see.
oh, okay.
I don't see any stats for her. I thought we made stats for her, but maybe we didn't.
Well,
Um,
they her only function is say she's an engineer, and we're trying to repair this life support. Her only function is to help you do that.
Gotcha. Oh wait, that's right. I've got it in my character sheet. So it says companion sidekick, aka the cleric. Her expertise is history. So yeah, I'm not worried about her. Well, actually, we're going down to talk to archaeologists. She might be useful down there with some archaeologists. She has.
Yeah,
It says she has helpful expertise. When you make a move outside of a fight directly aided by expertise, you may re-roll action die if its value is less than. I don't know what any of this means, but if it's less than the health of the sidekick. If you then score a strong hit with a match, mark one tick on your. So, I guess we'll take her with us, and as long as you know, if we're talking about archaeology, in relation to history, maybe she'll be able to help.
all right.
All right. So yeah, I'll.
We get to the planet, and they do have a hangar with a makeshift airlock,
Okay.
and it looks questionable, but it is airtight.
Okay. Young Star Integrated. Oh wait.
We land, and they're there to greet us.
Hmm.
Oh,
Um,
thank you for showing up. We don't know what we would have did if you didn't come by.
I'm sure you would have found another way to handle the situation. I'm not sure if I
We
believe that, but I'm just saying it.
we have about 5 hours before primary life support fails. And my character would say, "Well, what is your problem exactly? We need a resignator for the cooling system." Okay. Now I'm gonna roll on my supply to see if we have that.
Okay. Ooh.
We do, and it doesn't even lower our supply to use it.
You know what? I bet they're because they're using the debris of their former ship. I bet one of their ships that they had is probably the exact kind of ship that we have. So we probably have several supplies worth of it. A backup, and so it's just easy for us to give them one.
Right.
Cool.
All right. So,
Now, what do we get in return?
we yeah the if we do this, what do we get in return? Yeah, he would be able to offer us fuel, and it's like, all right, we need fuel.
Yep. Always need fuel.
Okay, so let's make a roll to see if we do this.
Okay. Who's got what role would it be? I almost said who's got a better engineering score. Let's see.
The engineering would definitely be wits.
Yeah, mine is 2. What is yours?
Also, to
Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't think my historian would be able to help, so you probably have just as, you probably have a better, since it's your part that you're giving them from your ship, so you probably, do you have any kind of bonus that you can add for that because it's you're probably more experienced with that part?
unfortunately, no.
Oh, that's
Weak hit. So I succeeded, but there was a complication.
hmm.
Um, the complication is a part of it broke, and I had to repair it, and that did cost me a supply.
Oh, okay. Well, and then they give us, if they give us fuel, what is that? Is that just an additional supply, or how do we?
Yeah, yeah, it'll be additional supply to me because I've been the one subtracting fuel.
Okay. Yeah, mine is at +4. I don't know.
Mine is one right now.
Yeah. Okay, and I think my momentum tracker says we have 2 momentum. How do we use momentum?
How do we use momentum? Uh, if I remember correctly, whatever number you have, you can burn it all the way down to zero, and you get that plus added to your action score,
Oh,
making
nice.
it basically making it an auto success.
Nice. That would be useful. Um okay, so we've succeeded at a cost more or less. We've got the fuel for, for your ship. Um should we ask them what they're trying to uncover just to find out, just to know?
Yeah, yeah, we can. You can ask them if you want what they're trying to uncover.
Okay. Do I have to roll for that, or do I just ask them and they tell me?
Just ask them. The only time you have to roll is if there's a cost associated with failure.
Gotcha. So, what is it that you're trying to uncover here? My friend here is a historian, so maybe we could help.
Give me a second. I'm gonna randomly roll.
Okay. Mysterious habitat. Ooh. What if it's a habitat, a living place of the precursors?
Uh, Yeah, good enough.
And that's something your
Not
character's
a
looking
not
for.
a pre not a precursor vault. The
No.
precursor vaults are different.
Yeah. This is just a place where they, maybe one of their bases or something. Somewhere they lived and then like abandoned or something.
Or is this a? You know what? Let's make it a precursor vault. They can be strange and interesting places in themselves.
Okay. Yeah, let me look up what that is because I don't think
Hey, it's basically just any structure made by the precursors. That's why I decided to call it a precursor vault. And in this case, precursor vaults you will usually have revenants in them.
oh, and what's that?
Some sort of organic organism, a weapon
Okay.
left over by the precursors.
Okay. Well, since your character, I think your character is looking for the precursor vaults, right?
Yeah, she wants to. She says she's fated to rid them of the revenants.
Uh,
Which, when I picture revenant, I look up Gene Stealer from Warhammer, and you'll see what I'm picturing.
all right, let me do that because I don't think I've ever seen that before. But yeah, my character either way will turn to you and say, "This has been what you've been looking for. If you want, I'll help you, and the 3 of us could help these archaeologists, locate this vault if you want. It's up to you."
Yes, I would be very interested to see inside that vault. And they say, well, we haven't gotten inside yet. That's what the excavation is. We're still looking for a way in.
Hmm. Ooh, this could be where my historian comes in handy. Basically, because my character, let me go to the bio, was a scout for the Syndicate of Ashen Builders, who are a basically a group of like architects and healers and religious nut jobs basically who build things. So maybe my character and my historian friend would have an idea of where the best likelihood of an entrance would be.
Give me a second, my son's throwing stuff.
Okay, let's see. Shadow, probably wits. Oof.
All right, I'm back. I have him on the couch right now.
Okay, so I'm yeah, basically what I want to do is my character who, was like I said part of that weird cult, who may be people looking also for precursor vaults, and my historian friend who might know something about it. Basically, we want to see if we can try to find where the most likely entrance would be. Would that just be a wits roll, or would that be something else?
Yeah, I don't remember what the move is called in the game mechanics. I think it's called gain an advantage.
Okay, let me look and see. Because I
Uh,
saw that somewhere. Secure an advantage? Yeah, I found that.
okay.
I'll click it. Okay, so stat with speed, edge. Oh, with wits, I'm guessing, right?
In this case, it'll be wits.
All right. Modifier is whatever the wits is, which is 2. Weak hit. All right. So
A weak hit means we succeeded, but at a cost. The cost could either be one of our stats goes down, like our hit points, our sanity, or our supply, or it can be we have to make another roll. Like we find a way in, but we have to force it open.
I think that's a good idea because I think it would be multiple rolls anyway. Because I think finding it or finding where you think it would be different than actually getting into it. Um, but that's just my opinion on it.
I agree. Now that we've decided this is a precursor, let's and we're looking for a way in. Let's see what it looks like.
Okay. It's probably something subterranean, something under like a volcano or something.
I would agree.
So you rolling for that?
Yeah, I had to find precursor vaults.
Okay. Vast site of unfathomable complexity. So you know what that sounds like to me? I mean, that sounds like it's like probably a mega structure underground. It may even take up most of the planet. I mean,
That's what I was thinking.
it says unfathomable complexity. This is like a maze underground, so we got to be real careful. We don't want to get lost.
And don't forget that if you looked up what gene stealers are, don't forget
Yeah,
those are lurking in there too.
exactly. So, what do we roll to actually get into the vault? Iron because of physical, or wits because of smarts, shadow because I'm trying to be sneaky.
I don't think shadow, unless you were trying to hack some sort of security panel.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely to be wits. It could easily be wits trying to find a way to get it to open rather than trying to use brute force.
Yeah, I imagine it's kind of like it's not electrical because it's on a lava planet and it's ancient and it would have been dead, but it's more like like in the Indiana Jones movies where you have to do some levers and something like that, and then push a block in here and do all these kind of basically make sure that no traps attack us when we try to enter and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
so I think I'm gonna roll for that, and I'm gonna use my secure an advantage with my historian again, and hopefully we get a better roll than just a weak hit.
I'm sorry, I had to stop my son from doing something. Can you repeat that?
I just said I was gonna roll with my historian for an advantage and see if we can open this thing, and I rolled and got a strong hit.
All right. Well, give me a second.
Okay.
All right. Well, you got a strong hit, so that means you got a way to get it open. You flip the levers and all the switches, and it just
Nice.
and and I'll say just for flavor that when you look down, it's just a hole, but all of a sudden you see stairs starting to pop up, just sort of materializing.
Nice. So what I want to do, because this is going to probably end up being combat with the revenants, I'm actually gonna make another map for actual for the actual precursor vaults, because I mean a lot of
Hey,
this. Sorry, go ahead.
ignore what I just rolled.
Oh, you rolled something. Oh, vessel. But yeah, a lot of this is great for like theater of the mind, but once we get into like a literal dungeon, I feel like we should have at least a little bit of an idea of what we're doing.
What do you mean?
I just want to find a map. That's basically all I'm saying. Rocky or stone like. Alright. That's. And you said there was stairs. Ooh, that looks interesting. Um, this whole thing looks interesting. I'm gonna show you something, and you just tell me if you like it or not. I think it looks interesting, but it may not fit.
Okay.
It may not fit with whatever you have in your head. If I can frickin' find the damn thing, it may not let me because it's. But I'll just. Let's see, Starforged. So also I'm on the next page. I'm on the precursor vault page. I'll just move players over, even though neither one of us are players. It'll let you know where I'm at, and I'll make it bigger so that we can see. But this is kind of what I'm imagining, and this is just like the first layer that we encounter. It's way bigger than this, but this is just like the first layer. It's made of stone, but it's like got green kind of letters and runes on the ground and on the walls. And we can say, let's see, where would it be a good entrance for some stairs? Well, we could just say that this is the entrance at the top, where I'm clicking.
Okay.
And then we basically have to, we go down some stairs. We come to this this little section here, or this big section, and this is kind of like a just an area to get our bearings, and then we got to go through basically here, and then whatever you want to be in here, as far as like kind of like either maybe a control center or something, whatever you want to be there is fine, or you can roll for it. But this is kind of how I imagine it. We definitely are going to have to find more maps because there's going to be multiple layers and levels, and like you said, it's complex. So, but this is kind of what I imagine at first, anyway.
Well, alrighty. I think we should limit ourselves to section. So, uh, trying to look through a single section, exploring a single section, rather than the whole thing, because the whole thing would take lifetimes.
Yeah. All right, so let's just start with this first room and see if we can find anything. I guess we got to randomize that or roll for that. Um, Actually, me and my historian could roll whatever this game's version of a perception check is to see if we notice anything, which I guess would be wits, to see if we can notice anything useful or out of the ordinary or anything like that.
Okay.
Let's see.
By the way, that map you chose really looks like Necron.
Yeah, I don't know. I just looked up vault maps and found that. Um, but
Yeah, yep. I'm pretty sure this is Necron.
so we can so we find something in here, or either that, or at the very least we don't run into any revenants immediately. But we find something. Now we just got to randomize to see what it is. Do you want to do that, or do you want me to?
I was gonna roll on the precursor interior.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Excessive cold.
Really cold in here.
Which is weird because it's a lava planet. We should be getting hotter.
Yeah, which makes that really noticeable.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so I look over to you and I'm like, man, it's really cold in here. So either this thing has an environmental system set up or there's something really weird going on.
Precursor vaults.
What I don't get is, okay, it's on a furnace world, and so it should have, if it has an environmental system, wouldn't it cool it enough to make it so that we're comfortable? Why would it be excessively cold? I think that's the weird thing. Unless the revenants like the cold.
Which is very possible.
Can the revenants survive in space?
That is a good question.
Because if so, then maybe they just like the coldness of space and like it cold in general. Which also brings up another question. Now that we're here, we have to be careful not to take revenants on our ship with us, because they might just be hiding on our ship when we go into space.
Yeah, that's something we have to keep an eye out for.
Alright, so is there anything else that we find in here besides the cold? Environment reacts to your presence. Okay, well that explains it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Alright, so basically my character moves to the middle of the room, looks around, sees or feels that, when he came down the stairs, it was warm, and then all of a sudden when we got into this kind of foyer area, it got excessively cold. And he says, well, I don't see anything in the immediate vicinity. Should we go to the next chamber?
Please.
No, Dexter. I'm sorry, what?
He said, well, there's nothing in here besides the cold. Should we go to the next chamber?
I was seeing what else is in there right now. I have you
Okay.
talking, plus I'm dealing with him. You gotta be patient with me.
Well, if you want to, postpone this for another time, that's fine. I know you got things to do.
There we go. No, we don't do this every week. I just need to get him under control.
Enigmatic controls or terminal. Okay. Well, that
Uh,
explains.
that- what I'm picturing, since we decided that this all looks low tech, it's Stargate style
Oh,
stone
nice.
tablets
Yeah.
that act as buttons, and they're changing.
And you know what? I think my character is gonna walk up to it. We'll just say it's like over here with the historian, and I want to see if we can figure out if there's a way to lower the cold. um, how do we determine that, or do we just say that we can do that?
And again, the move's gonna be secure an advantage. Which, by the way, we got one momentum or whatever you want to call it for that when you found a way in here.
Okay. All right. So I'll do secure advan. Ooh, and there's another thing I just saw on the moves. Um, it's hold on. Let me roll this first. All right, weak hit. So I guess we're able to lower. Well, actually, that I'm gonna say that is just for me to determine how to use the console. And so basically, I figured out how to use it. But the other thing I found on here is gather information. We could gather information from this console, maybe, in addition to lowering the temperature if we wanted to. But we kind of got to figure out first the nature of the console. Like, I don't want to start pressing buttons and then, it basically say, self-destruct sequence. You know what I mean? So,
Right, or release all the revenants in the facility.
exactly. So let's I've kind of figured it out. I'll put my what should I put down? Spirit, um, health, not health. It makes no sense. It's just a console. Um, maybe spirit. Supply doesn't make sense because what supply would I be using? Um, I'll just I'll just put spirit because that's the only thing I can think of. But
For what?
for weak hit,
Oh, or it could require another roll.
yeah, because I think we're gonna have to do that anyway because we're trying to do something. Like I was trying to figure out the console, but now I'm also trying to actually do something.
How about you figured out basic translations? Now you have to figure out what to push to actually do what you want.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna roll. I'm just gonna roll. Let's see. So can I roll gather information for that or secure advantage? Which one would be better?
I would say secure an advantage.
Okay. Secure an advantage with wits. Let's see. Another weak hit. So I guess I've figured out how to lower the cold. Um,
Yeah, you figured out how to lower the cold, but either this whole thing the cold was stressful and we lose a spirit, or yeah, you accidentally raise it too fast and we get damaged.
how about the first one? So I have an idea. So how about I figured out how to lower the cold. I lowered it to a normal warmth level. But then there's like a symbol that my companion points out, Severa. She's like, "What's this mean?" And it basically is telling us that now that the cold is lowered, a revenant has been released because it's noticed that the cold has been lowered, and it is going to look for us.
Okay, and that's fair.
So I turn to your character because your character probably knows more about the revenants than mine does, and I'm like, Miss Petrov, what is this? And I point to like um, an engraving of a revenant that is on one of these stone buttons.
Trouble. A revenant's on the prowl.
Should we leave? Should we? Do you think we can take it? I don't know much about these creatures.
We are not equipped to deal with them. I would suggest leaving.
Hmm. You could tell that Mr. Ivan is very like reluctant to do so because even though your character's the one looking for the vaults, Ivan's like, man, we came all this way. I don't want to just leave and not explore anything.
Actually, you know what, retcon. She's willing to sacrifice her life to learn about the revenants, so she'd be fine with staying. But she would say, "I'd be honest if I expect. I wouldn't be honest if I told you I expected us to make it out of this alive."
He thinks about it for a moment and he says, "Well, how about this?" He turns to Severa. He says, "You go back up, go to the ship. If you don't hear back from us in 30 minutes, send help. And that way, we don't all die. And when somebody knows that we're here, and maybe they'll send like a big squad of military down to rescue us or something. Um, at least then we have a chance. If we all three of us go, nobody knows we're here, then we might, we'll be in worse condition. So, um, do you think that's a good idea to have Severa go back to the ship? That way we have at least somebody who knows where we are.
I agree.
Okay, so she'll go back.
I know she doesn't know how to fly it, so I'm not worried about her leaving us here.
Yeah, she's a historian. She's not really the pilot type. But so my character will just kind of go to the edge of the door. I'm going to say, just because it's what the map looks like, and for simplicity's sake, that there's no doors that open and close. It's basically just openings. So he's going to kind of look around the corner. It's obviously dark in here, except for like the green along the walls. Maybe have a like maybe it's a glowing algae or something that's in certain shapes or something. But it doesn't provide much of a visual advantage. So we probably need to do like a perception check to make sure that down the hallway there's no freaking monsters coming. Let's see.
Well, first of all, now that we're exploring a place, we need to set up progress because we'll get experience for doing this.
Okay, so where do we do that?
Under the progress tab in the character sheet,
Okay.
and we're filling it out like a vow, but
Okay.
it's not a vow. It's exploring.
All right. So would it be troublesome, dangerous, formidable, extreme, or epic?
How long do you want to be exploring for? Dangerous would require 5 total exploration rolls. Formidable would require 10.
Hmm. I think for now, dangerous, and then I mean, I feel like since it's exploring, we can turn around at any point until we get to a point where we can't turn around. You know what I mean? Like if the revenants close off the exit or the entrance that we came in, and then we basically have to find another way out, then it can be formidable, extreme, or epic. But for right now, I feel like it should just be dangerous because we can literally just leave at any time.
What dangerous means is how long it's gonna take us to do it. It'll think of it more like this: if we were exploring even a quarter of the complex, it would be an epic. It would take us a really long time. We're exploring a small little corner. We decide how big the corner is.
Right. Well,
So dangerous is moderately big. It's not huge.
yeah, and also, we already know that there's a creature that's coming that sensed the temperature change. But we're not. So basically, we're not trying to explore a large portion of it. We're just trying to, gather information, explore enough to get more information. Like, I don't think it's formidable. I don't think it's undoable. I just feel like it's You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah,
just
I agree. Yeah, that when we complete it, we'll get 2 ticks on exploration.
okay. So explore, precursor, vault. Alright, dangerous. Alright, and do we start with a mark, or do we... Oh, I guess we have to
Yeah,
roll.
we have to roll an exploration. We're exploring the space. You already explored part of it by experimenting with a panel.
Okay, so what do I roll?
Choose whatever stat you want. If you want to be cautious and smart about it, wits. If you're just being quick and agile, it's the dexterity one.
So when do I get to roll shadow? Because I have 3 shadow, and I haven't really been able to use it.
Well, if you want us to be sneaky about it, you can roll shadow. If we're trying to be sneaky and quiet, which makes sense considering we know there's a revenant running around.
Yeah, my character's a scout, so pretty much he's always gonna do that. Alright, so I'm gonna see what happens. Strong hit, so...
All right, we succeeded and we found something useful, or something useful happened.
okay. So, do we roll to find out what happened, or do we
Yep,
just...
yeah, we're gonna see.
Okay. 'Cause I imagine we're back in that large we're in this large chamber now, or at least about to enter the large chamber. Safe and being. Folk, I don't understand what the being part is, but safe, I definitely like the idea of being safe. What if, um, what if, you know how I said earlier that there's no doors that we have to open? What if some doors came down, like, you know, regular rock walls basically just came down and separated us from the rest of the vault? Obviously that's bad because we can't explore, but it also keeps us safe from the revenant that is clearly in one of the, you know, around here somewhere. And since we're in the center, this big chamber, or this bigger chamber, it'll give us some time to kind of look around and figure out what's going on in here. Or we can just say that we're safe and that there's no revenant near us, which is also good.
And I like your idea that a bunch of stone doors came down, cutting us off from maybe not the revenant that's already with us, but any more from coming in.
Yeah, and we could say it doesn't cut us off from the exit that we just came, you know, the entrance. So, like, we could run and leave anytime. But we just can't proceed further until we figure out this room.
Okay, fair enough.
Alright, so... Yeah, I'm going to look around. I guess that's a wits roll to look around and see what we find. Da-da-da. Let's see, summary. Wits. 2. Strong hit. So I look around, what do I see?
Give me a minute. You can roll for it if you want. Descriptor focus.
Alright, let me pull that up. Descriptor. I've got to remember where that is. Descriptor. Settlements. Starship characters. Oh, there it is. Descriptor and focus. Alright. Oof. I'm gonna type it since you're AFK. I'll just wait.
I smell fire.
Are you back?
I smell fire. I'm trying to see where it's coming from.
Hmm.
I don't see anything anywhere, but I smell fire.
Hmm. Maybe it's outside.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't hear any sirens.
Maybe someone's got a bonfire going or something. Ugh.
That's what it smells like. It specifically smells like leaves burning, actually.
Probably someone raked up a pile of leaves and for some reason set them on fire.
Which is not legal in the city, but
Hmm.
well, we have street sweepers that come by and pick up the leaves or not to burn them because that can lead to the whole neighborhood burning up.
Right. So I think what I found in this chamber is something that tells us, number one, we're trapped. We're not trapped like, we can't escape, but we're trapped from going any further. It's a refuge. Maybe this is a precursor refuge. Maybe this is where they came to escape something. Um, Either that, or maybe this place is a refuge for the archaeologists. Maybe they're going to come here to escape. Maybe the revenants are outside. I don't know. Um, Either way, we are trapped in, at least in this, from going further. So
Well, you were rolling to see what we found useful, weren't you? Well, what was this roll for?
it was just a perception check for this chamber. And it rolled. It says refuge, which makes me think that it's the precursor's refuge. But it also rolled trapped. Maybe we
You
trapped it.
found it. Yeah, you found a trapped refuge. My interpretation of that is probably one of the archaeologists found a way down here and was trapped.
Or maybe that revenant that was chasing us, when we closed the doors, we closed it in one of these rooms, and now it's kind of by itself and it can't get out. And now, as long if we can get out of this room, we'll be safe because the revenant's trapped.
Okay, fair enough.
Uh,
And we get our first close look at one.
yeah, I'm gonna roll because there's no real way to roll location, so I'm just gonna roll 1d40 and just, okay, 26, and I'm just gonna count the rooms, and whatever room I land on is where it's trapped. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I went all the way back up. I should just roll a d20. I didn't. I thought there was more rooms than that. 16. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. So we can also, since we're in the main chamber, we can say that if we want to, that we found something that basically is not. I wouldn't say a console, but it's something that kind of tells us. It gives us like a map of the area. Um, it can just be a physical map. Um, well, the only reason I say that is so that because then it would make sense for us to know where that creature is trapped. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense for us to know that. But maybe not. Maybe we can just keep wandering around and pretend like we don't know, out of character.
Okay.
Alright, so... But we still got to figure out a way out of this chamber without... So, how do we do that? I guess we got to manipulate one of these doors.
Yeah, the probably a wits roll.
Okay, I'll do that. Two. Strong hit with a match. I forgot what a match means.
Match is like a critical success.
Okay. So basically we find a way out and...
And not only that, but we get +2 momentum.
Nice. Let me up my momentum to 5. Yeah. we'll probably need to use that at some point. But yeah, we find a way out, and we're just wandering down the corridor.
And now you mark a tick on the exploration.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Progress mark. All right. So we are moving and looking around, just finding. Do we want to roll? I guess I can roll to see if we find anything useful in this corridor.
Um, the first thing we have to roll is another exploration to see what happens.
Okay. Summary. Wits. Come on. There we go. To submit. Weak hit. So I look around the corridor, and we're not in any immediate danger, I guess. But for some reason, oh, I know. Battery in my because it's dark in here. Battery in my flashlight dies, and now I'm out of a light. So I can move one of my supplies down to 3.
Okay.
And yeah, but I have a backup flashlight, so I pull that out, and we continue walking around. Now, do you want me to roll for what we find? The descriptor and focus.
Nope.
You're gonna have to do
You give me a minute. Go to precursor vault.
Okay, let's see. Settlements. Derelicts. Precursor vaults. Got it. Interior.
Yes.
Okay. First look. Interior feature. Interior peril or interior opportunity.
Feature. Actually, you can also roll opportunity since you rolled a critical success.
Okay. Secure area offers a moment of peace. Okay, so basically, we're in this corridor. We find a couple rooms, but there's nothing in them that we can see, and we don't hear anything. We hopefully that means there's no revenants around. So for the moment, we're fine. But I think he's gonna look. He's gonna turn and go into this room and look around again, see what's in there. So I guess I'll roll wits.
Give me a minute. I have to stop Dexter from throwing the microwave.
Okay. Well, I missed, so whatever, I don't find whatever it is in here. So I guess we roll progress. We just got 2 more. Go down here. And summary, wits. Another miss, so I'm not finding anything. Alright, I want to go back. Oh wait, I can't. Let me take off that thing since I missed. Forgot about that. Alright. So, we go back into the corridor. Because there's nothing there, apparently. And I'm just going to go look in this room. Since I'm apparently unable to find anything useful. A weak hit. Okay. But at least it was a hit. So if it's a weak hit, then Forgotten Hideaway. Okay, so I found basically a trapdoor, but I'm gonna say it's actually trapped, and I take away a health because I tripped on something. But at least I found something. So this will go deeper into the whatchamacallit, into the vault.
Oh, so you found a way deeper?
Yeah, I just rolled some more. I got 2 misses on looking around, which is amazing to me. So I left the room we were in and went to just the room across the hall and got a weak hit. I rolled to see what I found. I got Forgotten Hideaway, so I was like, okay, well that's obviously like a trapdoor of some kind that clearly is hidden. But it had a trap on it, so because it was a weak hit, I took away a health. Just saying that basically there was a trap on it that cut my hand or something.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so basically we find that. Now my question, he'll turn. Ivan will turn to Petrov and say, should we go down the trapdoor into the dark, or should we continue on this level?
Let's continue on this level. We don't know what's down there.
He chuckles. He says, oh, we don't know what's up here.
You do have a point.
All right, so he's gonna go into the next hallway over and roll a wits to look around. Hopefully he gets better than what he got the last 3 times. Wits. And got another weak hit. But
So for your successful exploration roll, we get another mark on the thing.
okay, so let me do that. So now we just got to figure out what we found in this. What was it? I guess it's like a corridor / stairwell of some sort. Do you want me to roll interior or?
Yeah, you can roll interior.
Just gotta find it again. Precursor vaults, interior. Feature. Enigmatic controls. Ooh, another enigmatic control terminal. I wonder what this one does. I guess I'll have to do a wits roll to see if I can figure it out. Well, weak hit. I'm sick of these weak hits. Alright, so I'm gonna... Are we able to lower momentum when we get a weak hit instead of supply or any other stuff? Because I'm running low on some of this stuff.
Well, as long as you can justify it story-wise, you can remove it from anything you want.
Well, to me that's too vague, so I'll just remove a supply and say that my... let's see, what do I have in my supplies? Assets, no. Progress, connections. It's gotta be in summary, right? I guess not. Ship, maybe? No. Legacies, no. Connections. I just looked at it. Oracle's progress.
What are you looking for?
Just my notes. I had notes and I had... Oh, I found it. I just didn't go down further enough. So I'll say for my supply, I lost another flashlight, I guess, because I have a headlamp. So, alright. So I have 2 supply left, basically. Alright, so... Yeah, I figure out that this thing... Well, I guess we got to figure out what it does, so I'll roll for that too. What do I roll for that?
To figure out what it is, I would say probably wits.
No, I mean, I've already figured that out. I guess descriptor, right?
Yeah, descriptor focus. When you're rolling for an object, you wanna roll descriptor focus. When you're rolling for an action, like say something somebody wants us to do, you roll action theme.
Gotcha. All right. So perilous industry. Okay. So industry. I'm guessing this device probably has something to do with whatever this place, this habitat was before. But perilous. Um, let's see, perilous. Well, we already established it was some kind of habitat for the precursors. It's a vault. It has a revenant. Perilous probably has something to do with the revenants. Let's see. Perilous industry. Maybe they were making revenants here, and this device that we found in the corridor, this console, is basically it doesn't control the revenants, but it is able to release them, and it tells us kind of where they are, maybe, or something like that. That's the only thing I can think of as far as like perilous console, a console that's perilous.
That's fair.
In which case, my character turns to yours and says, "Okay, we don't want to touch these buttons. We don't want to release any more revenants." The revenant that we trapped earlier, it'll have like some kind of display of some sort. I mean, with all these terminals, it's got to have some sort of display showing where this is. Otherwise, it's kind of like a pointless terminal. But
Right.
so as long as we are careful and don't mess with anything, and roll really well with our wits, we should be able to avoid the revenants. So he's going to proceed down the corridor unless there's something that Petrov wants to do with that console. I don't think we need to mess with it. I think if we mess with it, we might accidentally release something.
She's studying it.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that...
Very carefully.
Okay, while you're doing that, he's going to roll to explore the corridor. Ooh, a strong hit. So he's definitely found something. Let's see.
Okay, strong hit. We get another mark on the exploration.
Okay. Let me find... wrong one. Precursor vault interior, roll twice.
You'll get that one a lot.
Maze-like passages, which makes sense because we're basically in a maze.
Right.
Secure area offers a moment of peace. Okay, that makes sense. So we've looked at the console. We can basically tell, the revenants are nowhere near us, so we already know that we're in a moment of peace. Oh yeah, I've got to mark off a thing. So I'll mark off... Where is it? Summary? No, progress. Okay, so basically, as far as my thing is concerned, we're done. So I guess it's just up to us to decide, do we want to continue looking around or do we want to just leave? How do you want to play it?
You say we're done? I still have 2 marks left on mine.
Okay, I'll remove 2 then.
I might be wrong. I've had stuff going on. I'll fix it mine to match yours.
Well, either way, even if we're not done, we're almost done. Like I say, we look in this room that we're right outside of. We do one last wits roll, figure out what's in it, and hopefully find something interesting. And then, depending on what we do or don't find, we can decide from there. Ooh, I've got a strong hit. I'll roll to see what we find.
Yep.
Remains of intruders. Yeah, they're dead because revenants probably killed them. Salvageable. Ooh, we find a salvageable resource. Well, which makes sense because the remains of previous intruders are here, we probably have some weapons or digging equipment or something.
Okay, do you want to roll for the salvageable resource or just to give us a supply?
I mean, I would say both, but if we can only do one, I would say give us a supply. Because we definitely need it.
Well, the rolling to see what it is would be, for example, if we roll weapon, well, then the next time we get experience, one of us could take the heavy weapons expert and say it's a heavy weapon we have now.
Right. Well, speaking of which, how do we do experience? Because we've done 3 episodes or 3 sessions, and I'm at 0 still. So how do we do experience?
You know that exploring we're doing right now, and we did get experience. You should have 2 ticks under quest legacies. That's experience.
Okay. All right.
And when you fill one of those boxes, that's the equivalent to leveling up, and you have 2 points to spend on assets.
Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna increase the supply by 1. We probably just find random stuff. I think getting the supply up is more important than a specialty, so and then Ivan turns to Petrov and says, "Look, we've been really lucky. I think maybe we should head back to the ship and mark this place off as a place of interest, and let the archaeologists do the dangerous work down here, and then basically just head back, and we can always come back whenever we need to if we want to figure out what they discovered. More than likely they won't discover a whole lot, and we'll warn them about the creature, the revenant that we trapped. That way they can deal with it. Or, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to continue exploring, we can go and hunt that creature down that we trapped and kill it, or whatever you want to do. It's up to you. But I think we're as good as we're gonna get. I think we're gonna start getting real unlucky soon."
Yeah, I would say we're done here. I rolled a weak hit for finishing the expedition, so that means getting out costs something. I'm just gonna take away a spirit.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, he heads back the way he came, make sure he doesn't touch the perilous console, gets to the big room, looks around one last time, and then heads up towards the entrance room, up the stairs. It's probably been about 30 minutes in-game since we came down here, so more than likely our companion's not going to send in the troops to come and rescue us yet. We get out, and I think Ivan's going to tell everyone, yeah, it's a precursor vault, but it's got rodents, so be careful. We found the remnants of previous explorers are dead, so clearly this isn't this is very dangerous, and you're just a bunch of archaeologists, so just be careful. Now I have a question, an out of a game universe question. Knowing that there's a precursor vault here, is it likely that a bunch of pirates and grave smugglers and bad people are going to come here and try to take what we found, or is this pretty much going to just stay like it is and the archaeologists will just kind of investigate it?
It'll probably stay like it is. So while there are a lot of things very valuable in a vault, there's also a lot of danger.
Okay. Alright, so they'll head out, I guess, out of the vault, get back on their ship, and yeah, so now we have a third planet that we can go to whenever we want, and we could always just go back. Let's say we've done a bunch of stuff, and we just need to go, and if we want to do that thing that y'all call grinding, and we just want to go through a vault and get stuff or get supplies or get, try to fight the creatures or whatever, we have a place that we can do it without too much trouble.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Let's see. What time is it? Oh, okay. It's 11:45. So.
For completing that expedition, we got 2 ticks on the Discoveries track, Legacies track.
You said on the Legacies track?
Discoveries Legacy track.
Discovery. Oh, the Discoveries one. Okay. So it's not the Quest one.
Nope.
Okay. All right. In that case, do you want to move on to another location and find another place, or do you want to end it for today? What do you want to do?
Probably end it for today. I need to give Dexter some